Welcome back, guys. Today we have an E39 530i. This is an 03, so it's a pretty late model one, and we're going to be doing a full review and drive today. Okay, guys, so we're going to do an exterior walk around on the 03 530i real quick. So if you guys don't know, Nick, this is Nick's new daily driver. He just got it about a week ago, and he's pretty excited. It's a pretty sweet car, and as you guys know, I have the 540. It's over there. We're gonna do a comparison between the two, but we're just gonna go over the 530 right now in this video. So okay, guys, so the rims on the 530 here, you can see they're pretty sweet, they're pretty spokey. This is a style 42. These are stock on E39s. They came on E46s as well. They're just not two-piece, but these are real two-piece. You can see you got the Torx, the special bolts all the way around. These are 17x8, so these are pretty sweet rims. If you are looking for an E39 and you have some other wheels that you don't like so much, definitely check out some style 42s if you can get a deal. These Empars, style 32s I like too. There's a lot of really good E39 wheels out there, so yeah. You can see it has this shadow line. It's matte shadow line on the top, so around the door trim it is dark, but you don't have the shadow line belt trim, and this is titanium silver just like my car. So it's got the style 42s all the way around, and if you come around back, you can see the windows don't have any tinting, and I think that's why this felt. So this was probably black at one point because he's got black interior. It's all faded to like purple, but that's just because probably the tint didn't protect it. It looks okay, and we'll go inside and see the interior stuff that's pretty common for E39 issues. So you can see it's got a 530 badge, and it doesn't have like M-Tech bumpers. It's not a M Sport. They didn't really make real M Sport packages with the full bumper, but this is a facelift. Like the 03 is post-fate, like life cycle impulse facelift, so these are going to look a little bit different than if you had like a 99, like 528 or something like that. If you come around the side, you can see it's a pretty clean car. There's no big dents or anything. It's got like one on this door, which my car also has dents on that door for some reason. But yeah, it looks like my car a lot. He's also, I did notice that I think he's missing the weather stripping. You want to come over here around the entire windshield. It's definitely sealed. Like it has butyl and stuff under, like attaching, so it's not gonna leak. But it definitely is kind of odd that my car has that and it doesn't. And then another thing we noticed is that he has all the kidneys should have the chrome exterior, but some of them have the chrome down the front of the fins, and this one just has black. And he also did the headlight polishing a little bit ago. They were, I think the other day, they were pretty yellowed out. It was his first attempt, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it actually looks much better than they did in the video. Check out our little short. But yeah, you can see it's a pretty clean car. Is this cracking the bumper? Yeah. So you can see like the clear coat cracking right here, but it's a 20-year-old car. That the car only has what, 93K. So that's pretty impressive, the fact that the thing's a sub 100,000 mile car. So it's a little bit dingy in spots, but it's a really solid car actually. So yeah, we'll look under the hood next. Okay, guys, we're under the hood, and this is kind of what makes the E39 and these era BMW so special is these great engines. So this is an M54 B30. This is the 3-liter straight six twin cam. Like I said, a 3-liter makes about 230 horsepower, and I'm not sure on the Torx. It's probably like low 220s, pretty close or something like that. But this is an M54 in these later cars. The LCI cars got M54s, and the early cars got M52s. So that's why you'll see 525s all throughout the E39 run, but you'll also see 528s in the early cars because that's the M52 B28. That's the big guy, and then later they got the M54 for the 3-liter. So that's why you see 530s later on and not the 528s. But you see those M62, the V8s all throughout, but those got updates. But these M54s came in a lot of cars. They came in X5s, they came in X3s, they came in E46s most famously. Of course, this is turned into an S54 for the E46 M3. But I'm really excited to actually get to see what the car drives like. I haven't been inside of it or ridden in it yet, to compare it to the V8, the M62. But I know these have a steering rack. The 6-cylinder cars, all the E39s have steering racks, not steering boxes like the V8s. So the steering should be actually a little bit even better. It's probably going to be pretty solidly heavy. I mean, you get used to it. It's not really heavy after a while. But you can see here under the hood, this is a pretty common issue. I had to do it on my car, actually. The ABS module rebuilt. So you can see this one has like a module done by Module Master. So that's a pretty common thing. Those are Bosch units. They go bad, and you'll get all three of these, like you have a DCT light, ABS light, and then a brake light come on, and basically your transmission will bug out, and it's like doesn't shift right and stuff if it hasn't been done. So you can take it out, and I drove like a month without an ABS module. It's kind of dangerous, but took a while to get built, and now it works great. So, but you can see this one, like you can see the intakes on this side, but you can see the engine bay is really similar to the V8 cars. If you get like both the cabin filters are in the same exact spot and everything, it's literally just a different engine in here. It looks really, really similar. Like the expansion tank is right here, the windshield wiper is right here, the intake is on this side on my car for the M62, so that's where the intake box would go. But yeah, I'm really excited for driving this thing. M54 is a great engine. You just gotta maintenance it. It's, cooling problems do arise with these things. Like the coolant systems kind of get old and crack and leak and explode, and I think this one had some coolant parts replaced on the hoses and stuff. So that's something to watch out for, and you just gotta change your oil regularly, and you can get a lot of life out of these M54s. But this one's pretty low mileage, like we said, and you can see under here, like all E39s or all 20-year-old cars are going to do this. Like the butyl, like rubber, the rubber is going to get old and chip and stuff, but that's not a fault of this car. It's all old cars, and you can see the overcomplicated double wiper arm thing, and I don't know why they did that. It's weird, but yeah, this is a really clean bay, actually, I would say. It's got a little bit of oil here and there. I don't know if this one's leaking anywhere. I don't think Nick said it was. Doesn't look like it. This is your power steering reservoir. Here's the oil filter. But yeah, this looks actually really good. I'm excited. But we'll go on the inside next. Okay, guys, we're going to hop inside the E39 real quick. But before we hop inside, I just want to show you the door card and everything. So he's got this one's obviously full black in here, and it's got the BMW door sill. The rubber edge came off. That's coming off of mine too, so that's a common issue. But you can see it's got the black leather door card. His door card looks really clean, I'm not gonna lie. It looks really awesome. But he's got all the packages and everything. So come inside, and if you shoot over there, and you can see the passenger seat, it's got a pretty gnarly twist in it. So my car had the driver twist, and now this car has passenger twist. This is a pretty common thing for the E39 power seats. It's probably going to happen to your car, no matter what. It's a bit of a pain to fix, but it's actually really, really cheap. You don't need to really change any parts. You basically take the seat out and do a little bit of mending to the seat, and it works. But this one has the M Sport steering wheel. So there's two generations of the M Sport steering wheel. I can't remember the exact name for each style, but basically the earlier ones, they're like the E36 M3 wheel, or like they also came in the M5s, but they're kind of wider at the base. They come down like this. So this is the later gen one because it's the facelift car. And then there's non-M Sport steering wheels, which is like a 4-spoke. There's like 2 on each side. But this is like a sport pack car, and that's why you get the M wheel, and then you get the top shadow line on the doors and stuff. Also, I think Nick said this too. I think the car has been lowered a little bit or something. It might be on a little bit of aftermarket M Sport suspension or something like that, because it does look a little lower or something. But we don't really know. We haven't looked at the suspension very much. But I'll show you guys the dash. So this one actually has really, really good pixels right now. You can see, 95,000. So it's a little bit off on the mileage for it. But you can see this one has great pixels. Mine is trash, so this is actually kind of awesome. But you can see you've got this is literally the exact same as the 540i. You can see the red line a little bit higher, actually. Oh, and you can see all Nick's clicking through. You can see all your trip computer stuff. It's pretty sweet. Oh, look at the date. Perfect. But you can see you got your fuel gauge, obviously, and then the tach and the speedo and your temp. But all these LCD pixels down there, the little orange spots, they will burn out basically. But you can see on his radio, he's got a little spot where in the clock area it is burning out. But his looks really, really good. And what are those 5? That's for the oil change bars. Those like yellow markers and everything. But yeah, if you've been in E39 or been in early 2000s BMWs, you know what the dash does and everything. So the interior on his looks actually pretty good. You can see cracking in the trim. You can see, and then he also has a gray headliner which in non-M Sport cars, so like the 540s got black headliner, but this one has gray, and you can see the felt and the fabric is kind of coming off. This is a common issue for E39s and E46s, I know. It makes it feel a little lighter in here. I kind of like it, actually, but the leather's really, really clean in here, and you can see his door cards are really clean, everything. Let's see, this is like an option for the car phone would go here, but this one doesn't have it. His has like almost the exact same interior. You can see the old kind of crappy broken cup holders. That's like an afterthought that BMW made. It's really disappointing, but you can get an insert to put in here. I have the insert. It works. Oh, he's also missing the door for the little pocket here. Let's see, does his ashtray work? Oh yeah, he's got his ashtray and stuff. But yeah, his is actually pretty clean. He has a little bit lighter trim, and his is kind of cracked, and the veneer is kind of odd, but man, his dash is way better than mine, so kind of jealous about that. But yeah, the seats feel really great. They're sport seats, so they're pretty awesome. Everything. So we'll take the key out, and I think we're gonna take it for a drive next. Ooh, it's got a pretty good hum. I like it turning on. Sounds good. Got the e-brake. These are 5-speed autos, the same auto in the M62 cars. Ooh, it's smooth. Oh, I like this. I can already tell this is definitely lighter weight up on the front end than the 540. Oh yeah, this sounds good. Oh, she drives like a dream. She feels athletic. So 230 horse, that's not, you're not going to be talking about like just romping like crazy or anything. I mean, modern cars now mostly have upwards of 200 horsepower, but this thing feels really athletic. It feels good. And I think these do have Vanos, so up at the top end you're going to get timing change, a little bit more aggressive timing. The cams will switch, or not switch, but they'll move a little bit. The timing will, but oh yeah, she feels really good.
Does have some traction issues.
Yeah, the tires are old, and we could feel a little bit of slip there. These don't have limited slip diffs or anything, so they will kind of like slip a one wheel peel and hook. But yeah, no, she drives great. Wow, this is great. I mean, it feels like a sub 100,000 mile car. And how is the steering? Is it?
It's pretty good. It's definitely heavier than my Accord was.
Yeah, so he had the 01 Accord, so that's like pretty standard commuter car. It's gonna have pretty strong power steering, but
yeah,
you know, it feels sporty.
Coming from a front wheel drive car, it's definitely different. Being like a rear wheel drive car, like I have to.
The driving dynamic, but man, this feels really good. And I'm sitting in the twister seat right now. It's pretty uncomfortable. So yeah, if you have to sit in the driver twisted seat, I did for a while, just fix it as soon as possible. It's terrible. It is terrible. Yeah. Yeah, you can probably get back here. I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, perfect. So yeah, we just went around the block there. We're not gonna like rip it down the highway. We know what it does on the freeway. These cars are really smooth. This car feels great. It feels quiet. You feel confident at speed, and yeah. Are you happy with the purchase, Nick?
It's definitely different from an Accord. It is a very nice driving experience. But you know, buying one of these like immediately clicked in my head that car guy thing where I'm like, oh, I have to do this maintenance thing, like this, and this. I have to make it perfect. Like
yeah. So the reality is, you know, when you're switching from an Accord or a Camry or something, like Cameron still has his Camry, and it's pretty low maintenance, and things are really easy to fix, and they're a little bit more intensive on BMWs, I have to say, especially. But you got to just keep on your maintenance, and people think these are like, oh, it's gonna explode, it's gonna be catastrophic, and the bills are gonna rack up. Well, it's gonna rack up when you own a new BMW that's like a little bit out of warranty or something like that, where it's still really expensive. Parts aren't ridiculously expensive for these things. They're gonna be a little bit more expensive than domestic cars or Japanese cars, but so far, Nick, what have you haven't fixed much?
Yeah, I've just done an oil change. I will say it's low, so getting a jack under there was kind of annoying.
Yeah, you might want a low profile jack when working on one of these things, and you're gonna need you know, if you're used to like working on domestic cars, you're going to need your
Yeah.
metrics tools and stuff. But
yeah, other things I've like just right away started fixing was like the buttons were out. I have some replacement buttons, but not all of them. So
yeah, so we're gonna have to put those in. And
yeah, those
I would
buttons fell out.
definitely say if you're looking for a daily, go for a 6-cylinder E39 over the V8, because you're just gonna talk about less maintenance, less oil capacity when you do an oil change, less spark plugs if you gotta change the spark plugs. Oh, that can happen too. Yeah, that thing felt light. You could tell it was a lot lighter than the 540i. The 540i it's about a little bit over 4,000 pounds. I don't know the weight on this, but I guarantee it's at least 200 to 300 pounds lighter, especially obviously up in the front end. So, what did you get this car for, Nick?
I got it for $5,700, but I think it's worth about $5,000 if you're looking for one.
Yeah. So look, you know, fine. I mean, for under 100K miles, I think actually that's not bad, because a lot of these do have quite a few more miles than this, and this car, it needs a little TSE to make it look really crispy, but it's a really solid car, and I would be happy with this. And yeah, if you got like 5 to 7K, you could get yourself a pretty sweet E39. So, and oh wait, gas, like, do you know any gas mileage yet? Or
I think it's about just hangs around 20. I mean,
yeah,
a
so
lot of 6-cylinder cars hang around there. Like,
yeah, so in the 540, I think I'm getting like 17 or something. So that sounds about right. Like, you're gonna get a little bit better.
It's saying on the computer, it's saying about 16 right now, but when I bought it, it was saying 13, and it's just been going up from there. So I don't know if it'll raise any more.
Yeah. So I liked it. This is a win. I mean, this is why people say this is like one of the best cars ever. So
yeah, it's been nice. So.
Okay, guys, thank you for checking out the video, and check out our comparison between the 540 and this car next.